cryptocurrency is already at our door. What should be the way forward? Banning, regulation, or an official cryptocurrency? To look at some of these issues, let's go straight across to our panel of experts who we'll be talking to in a moment from now. I can see on the screen Mohandas Pai, educationist, venture capitalist, industrialist. Welcome to the program. We're also joined by Raghav Gupta, who's a cryptocurrency expert, Madhavan Narayan, who's a veteran journalist, and we're also joined by Anirudh Rastogi from Ikigai Law. So thanks, everybody. And Anirudh, let me start by you. You know, we've had this case go all the way to the courts. The courts have also taken a view on them. We are not in a situation where cryptocurrency is actually banned. But can it be banned? Let's say tomorrow the government wanted to ban it. Can it be banned, or is it one of those things where technology is already setting the terms?
Well, Barkha, some countries have actually attempted to ban cryptocurrencies. And interestingly, if India were to go down that path, we would be joining the likes of Algeria, China, Cuba, Saudi Arabia, countries that we typically don't share constitutional values with. Another interesting case study is that of Indonesia, which actually tried to ban cryptocurrencies and then ultimately turned the clock and kind of came back with a set of regulations to regulate and enable the industry. Now, why are countries larger? Why do I think that banning is not the way ahead? One, to answer directly your question, can you ban? I think it is an impracticality. The technology as such is a peer-to-peer decentralized technology, which means that it doesn't typically rely on intermediaries like the banks, credit card networks, stock exchanges, large internet platforms like Facebook, etc. You don't typically need to rely on platforms and intermediaries for this technology. What that means is if you were to try and ban the use of cryptocurrencies, individuals could still, on a peer-to-peer basis, transact with. So I could transfer a cryptocurrency directly to Barkha without having to rely on an intermediary, which makes it really, really hard to ban and completely kind of plug the use of cryptocurrencies. But having said that, I also don't believe that that's the right way to go. I mean, despite keeping the impracticality aside, in which I can talk about later.
Okay. Mohan, what do you think is the best way forward? You know, the RBI has a consultative committee on this, but if you look at the sheer numbers, there are already, the highest number of crypto owners in India. Is it already too late for any kind of regulation to work?
Blockchain. Nobody's banning blockchain.
I think we all agree on that. Anirudh?
Yeah, so I mean, we can't be looking at blockchain and cryptocurrency just as a currency use case, just as an asset class use case. There are multiple use cases which are developing by the day. It's a foundational technology on which multiple applications are being built. And hence the regulatory lens that we need to apply has to be firstly, a lens of regulating technology, and then of course these separate specific use cases. One thing that I would like to say that, I mean, I absolutely, I think a lot of good suggestions were given out today on how we can have creative regulation. But, from practical experience of advising a number of clients on actually deploying cryptocurrency and blockchain technology, I can say that if the law that we will see in the days to come does not have the necessary nuance, if it doesn't keep up with the complexity and the rapid evolution of this technology, then it will do more bad than good from a tech development standpoint. And that is why it is important to have a light touch regulatory framework here, probably a self-regulatory framework. That is not to say that the bad users don't need to be arrested, but we need to have a framework that allows for light touch regulation that keeps in step with the times.
Okay, so not heavy-handed